Right guys, welcome back to UK Highland Photography here on YouTube. I'm Strober and this is the channel dedicated to helping you to become a better photographer. Now this video today is going to concentrate on what exactly is red eye in photography. You may yourself have taken a photograph and you get red eyes like you can see appearing in the image behind me, and you're thinking to yourself, you know, what's the score? Why has my photograph got red eyes? Now, to understand what red eye is, we need to understand how the human eye works itself. So for example, let me bring up this diagram here. As you can see in the diagram, we have got a diagram of the human eyeball. Now, as you can see, at the back of the eyeball by the retina, it is red. And these are blood vessels. And this is the reason why we get red eye in our photographs. So let's have a look at it in its more complicated format. The human eye, it is like aperture in photography. The irises in our eyeball will either open up or they will close up depending on the light source. So for example, have a look at the diagram here. As you can see, the pupil is opening up and then it's closing up. It's opening up, it's closing up. So that's the equivalent to something like, let's say, this diagram is the equivalent to, let's say, f8 and f2.4 in photography terms. Okay, so why does the human eye do this? The reason why the human eye does this is just like aperture in photography, is to allow in more light. For example, if you're out walking on a very sunny day, what happens is your eyeball will actually narrow up to, like, say, f16 in photography, because it's very sunny, there's a lot of light, and your eyeballs, your iris has to compensate for all that light. However, on the opposite side of the spectrum, if you're out walking at night and it's the only light source you've got is moonlight and the stars, then what happens is your iris will actually open up. Okay, so that's the equivalent of like f.24 in photography aperture terms. And this is because the eye wants to allow in more light in order for you to see in the dark. Now, it's only, this is the bit you've got to understand. It is only at the widest pupil point, the widest iris. So basically, if a person's iris is narrow, you won't get red eye, okay? However, if their pupil is open, like wide, like f.24 in aperture, that is when you're going to get red eye in your photographs. Because what is happening is the flash is entering this wide hole in your iris, and the flash is bouncing all around that wide hole in your retina, and it's reflecting all the blood vessels back into the camera. And that is the reason why we get red eye in photography. So guys, now you understand what red eye is in photography. Remember to subscribe to the channel and check out in the next video where we're going to be discussing what we as photographers can do to prevent red eye from happening in our photographs. See you all later.